I'm Richard Cree, and this is Storm Games Presents. This is a little web show that I've done originally to showcase some of my stuff, but in the interim, I've done a couple of top 100, or a top 100 list. I did a gameplay playthrough of Conquest Planet Earth by Flying Frog Productions. You can go check those out. This time we're doing Legendary, more specifically the Dark City expansion for Legendary, which is a deck building game by Upper Deck. With the rules last time, so I'm not really going to go through too much of the rules. Instead, I'd like to go straight to the board that's already set up, and we'll walk through some of the specifics of the scenario that we're playing, which is the Executioner Song, in which we'll have Strife, the mastermind, kidnap Professor X, and be up to Cable, Domino, and Wolverine to help rescue and bring him back. Again, we're playing Dark City. This will be the advanced solo rules. And then, without further ado, let's get to the board. So here's the board for Legendary. The setup is for Dark City is very similar to other games. A few differences in that one, the bystander deck, if you'll notice, is face down. This is because we have some unique bystanders in the deck that stand out from the others, and we don't want to know when those are available, so we keep the deck face down. The scheme that we're doing for this game is the Executioner Song, and as part of the setup for the Executioner Song, we put 8 twists in our villain deck. And again, the scheme twists are just special cards that will trigger event or an action from the scheme card. In this case, whenever a twist is drawn, we're going to KO all heroes captured by enemies and then play another card from the villain deck. Alright, in addition to the setup for this scheme, we put 14 cards of an extra hero into the villain deck. And so for this scenario, because in the comics Strife did kidnap Professor X, we put Professor X into the villain deck. He's been shuffled in, and he'll come up from time to time, and he'll be held hostage by whatever villains are currently in the city. So another special rule is that whenever we play a hero from the villain deck, which in this case would be Professor X, he'll be captured by the closest enemy to the villain deck, and that's what he'll be taken hostage for all intents and purposes. What I didn't mention is that villain's going to get a +2 to their attack for each hero that it has. So if you might have one villain but he has 2 or 3 Professor X's, he's going to get +2 for each of those Professor X's that he has held hostage. The bonus upside of that is that when we fight the enemy and we beat him, we get all the hostages that he's holding, so we get all those Professor X's into our deck. And the bad guys are going to win if 9 non-gray heroes are KO'd or carried off. So that means that either they've been KO'd, they've been discarded here to the middle of the deck, and that includes either the Professor X's in the villain deck or any heroes that might be KO'd throughout the course of the game. Oh yeah, I was gonna because it says non-gray heroes. So a gray hero would be any S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. For instance, not any S.H.I.E.L.D. like Nick Fury is not gray, but Maria Hill, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, or the Trooper, those are all gray heroes, have a gray border on them. Others have a black, a yellow, no border, green border, blue border. Those are the ones that will be counted against us in this scenario. And so just one more quick thing. Let's look at Strife, our mastermind, that we'll be going up against. So whenever there's a special card called a Master Strike card in the villain deck, whenever that card is drawn, we'll execute Strife's Master Strike ability, which is every Master Strike would be stacked next to Strife, and he'll get +1 for each of those that's next to him. At that point, we'll have to reveal a X-Force hero or discard a card at random. Well, in this scenario, this is X-Force going after Strife, so we'll actually be in good shape when that comes up. These face-down cards are just the ones we'll get when we beat Strife. We have to beat them 4 times to win the scenario. And that is it. Everything else is about the same. I am using, just so you guys can see on the board, I'm using this pile here. This will be my draw pile. I'll put my discards over here, and I'll lay my current hand out here at the top of the board so that you guys will be able to see exactly what I'm doing. And that should be it. thing we do to get the game kicked off is we'll draw a card from the villain deck, and it is Professor X. Now, in the scheme, we're playing Executioner's Song. It says that Professor X is captured by the closest enemy to the villain deck. And as you can see, we don't have any villains currently in the city, which makes the Mastermind closest to the villain deck, so Professor X is going to be captured by the Mastermind. However, also according to the rules, the Mastermind will not get the +2 bonus from Professor X, as he already has his own Master Strike bonuses in play. Alright, so after that, I will draw my hand of cards, which I already have. I'll show it laid out for everyone. We have 1, 2, oh, it's a trooper, 3, 4, 5 shield agents, and 1 shield trooper. And there's nothing to fight with our trooper, so he's pretty much nullified. I'll go ahead and put him in the discard pile. But I do have 5 shield agents to purchase a card with. Specialized Ammunition Domino is worth 5. Which is actually not a bad card to get, because it says, for Specialized Ammunition Domino, I may discard a card from my hand 1, which is always possibly. But if that card has the recruitment star, I'll get an extra 4 recruitments for that in place of that, and if it has the attack symbol, I'll get a +4 attack. So a lot of these early cards only have 1. I think that's a great one to go ahead and take at this time. So we'll buy that, or excuse me, recruit Specialized Ammunition Domino. We'll place those into the draw pile. We'll now replace with a Rapid Response Force Cable, and that will end that turn. So what we'll do is we'll draw another card from the villain deck for turn 2, and this time it's Wildside. Wildside has an attack of 5, and his fight ability is that if I fight Wildside in the sewer or the bank, I'm going to have to KO 2 of my heroes. Well, he starts in the sewer, so I'm probably not going to want to fight him there. On the flip side, he's also 5 to beat, and I don't think I'm going to have 5 anytime soon. Although I do have my Specialized Ammunition Domino to use later on. We've got our next hand of cards, our next 6. So let's dole those out. And this time we have 3 troopers and 3 shield agents. Again, there's the 3 I get from my troopers, 3 attack, 1, 2, 3, is not going to be enough to tie or beat the 5 or the 7 for strife. I do have 3 shield agents for recruiting though, which means I can either recruit a Maria Hill, who will give me 2 recruiting points later on, or I could recruit, what is that, Ready for Anything Domino, who has a versatile 2. What that means is that because she's versatile, I can apply this 2 as either recruit points or as attack points. And once again, because that's a 3 cost, I'm going to ahead and use my 1, 2, 3 recruit agents to recruit Ready for Anything Domino. And since she's a versatile 2, that's essentially the equivalent of buying 2 or getting Maria Hill, who's 2 recruit points on her own. Again, there's nothing to attack currently for my troopers, so they'll go to my discard pile. I'll replace the card I bought with Sudden Ambush Wolverine, and that will end the second turn. Alright, shuffle the deck. Here's my current draw pile. And for my hand this turn, we have 1, 2, 3. Again, 3 troopers and 3 agents. Oh, but we did not draw the... you draw a card from the villain deck first before any of this happens. And we drew Psionic Astral Form Professor X, who is then immediately taken hostage by Wildside, who will then remain in the sewer. Alright, so then reveal the hand. We have 3 to recruit, 3 to attack. Again, 3 is not going to help me currently. And there are also no heroes that only take 3 to recruit down here, so I will go ahead and purchase recruit Maria Hill, who will hopefully give me some more recruiting power in the future. And I will discard my troopers, and we'll move on to the next turn. So we'll start again. We'll slide over. because forearm has entered the sewers. So in order to fight forearm, to fight forearm, you must also reveal 4 hero cards with different card names. Well, that would be interesting. Alright. So with that being said, let's draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3. There's our specialized ammunition domino. Another shield agent. Oh, and our ready for anything domino. Alright. So, I don't have, well, I don't have 4 different types of cards here. These agents all have the same, different names. I only have 3, so I can't fight forearm. I don't have, even if I were to, discard my ready for action, or ready for anything domino, who does have the slash mark symbol, attack symbol on her. That'll only give me +4, which is not then enough to fight wild side or strike. So let's focus on recruiting. But I think we can do some big time recruiting here. Because ready for anything domino is versatile, I can make her a +2 towards recruiting. I can also take my specialized ammunition and discard one of my shield agents and make this a +4. So I'm currently at +6 for recruitment points. So make 7 and 8. So we can actually take Army of One Cable, which will let us KO any number of cards from our hand to get a +1 for each card KO'd this way. And this will be super handy. 1, for getting lots of attack points built up. For 2, also for getting some of these cheaper cards out of our hand. I'll then replace with Against All Odds domino, who's worth 7. So my 1 remaining recruit point is useless. I'll discard that. And we'll call an end to turn 4. We'll draw 5. Oh, Psionic Astral Form Professor X again, who's this time captured by forearm. Alright. And I only have 2 cards left on my draw pile, so as with any deck builder, I'll take my discard pile and shuffle it. I'm going to place a shuffle of cards under the previous 2 cards left in the draw pile, and we'll draw 6 more cards, which is a trooper, an agent, another agent, another agent, another trooper, and another agent. Alright. So we have, again, our 2 troopers who are effectively useless at this point in the game, so we'll discard those. And leave us with 4 agents, which is 4 recruit power, to purchase another card. Now, fortunately, we do have 3 options down here that do cost 4 recruitments. We've got Sudden Ambush Wolverine, who, if I drew any extra cards this turn, would get me a +2, but I don't have any abilities to let me draw an extra card yet, so that one's not going to do any good. Well, here's No Mercy Wolverine, who lets me draw an extra card, and also allows me to KO a card from my hand to my discard pile, which is good. That's another way to help whittle down cards. And then there's Strike at the Heart of Evil Cable, who gives me +2 attack, but only when I'm fighting the Mastermind. So I think at this point in the game, No Mercy Wolverine is the way to go, because that'll help me get more cards into my hand and also help me get rid of some of the extra, these 1 attack on 1 recruitment cards in the hand. And we will replace No Mercy Wolverine with another specialized ammunition domino. And that will end the next turn. And so we'll draw a card from the villain deck. This is a class dismissed Professor X, and he will also be captured by forearm. If I can put those into there nice and neat. So forearm's got 2 hostages. Wildside has 1 hostage. The good news is they're not advancing because they're not getting pushed out. And we will draw another hand of 6 cards. We have another shield agent, another shield agent, another shield trooper, specialized ammunition domino, ready for anything domino, and another shield agent. Alright, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different types, or differently named cards. So I could attack forearm and try and rescue those Professor X's, but in order to do that, I'd have to discard my S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper in order to get my +4 bonus here. And if I did that, then I would no longer have 4 differently named cards. I only have 3. So I think what I will do is I will, again, not worry about recruiting. And I'd say that because even Domino's versatile, she would give me +2 to +3. That's only 3 total to attack with, and that would not work. Be 1 shy of being able to get forearm. But what I can do is I can discard an agent. And once again, I can make a ready for anything Domino versatile 2 for recruitment. I discard the agent, which will make this a +4 recruitment. So already that's a 6. And again, I have 7 and up to 8. So I have 8, which is interesting because now I can get either a 6, a 7, a 5, or I can get 2 4s. And that's an interesting proposition. Alright, looks like after reading over all the abilities here, the no-brainer does seem to be the against all odds Domino with a versatile 5, and that all other Domino cards will get to use the or all the ones the versatile ability could use their recruit and attack ability. So with our 8 recruiting, we'll recruit against all odds Domino for 7, and we'll move on to the next turn. We'll replace against all odds Domino with, oh wow, Reckless Abandon Wolverine, all the big heavy hitters right there at the top. That's good. Let's deal out another villain card. Oh, it was a Mind Control Professor X. Alright, well, Forearm has got himself a lot of hostages. And the good news is nobody's advancing. Bad news, we gotta hit that Forearm pretty hard. Try and get those Professor X's back. Alright, so let's deal out our next 6 cards. We've got another S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper. I have a S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent. We've got Army of One Cable. There's our S.H.I.E.L.D. Officer Maria Hill. It's only 4 cards though, we need 2 more, so I will shuffle the discard deck and place it back. Draw 2 more cards, another S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent. And another S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent. Alright, so this is interesting from a recruiting standpoint. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would get us just about any card down there except for Rapid Response Cable and Reckless Abandon Wolverine. On the flip side, Army of One Cable starts with a 5 and allows us to add a +1 for every KO'd card that we get rid of. So I'm wondering if I don't want to discard 1 S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper and 1 S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent and give Army of One Cable a 7, which will allow us to hit our Mastermind Strife. So I think I'm going to do that. So we'll discard those 2 cards. They're KO'd. Right there in front. And that will give us a 7. And Strife currently has a 7 because there's been no Master Strike cards drawn. And that will allow us to beat 1 instance of Strife. We will draw a, if I can do this neatly, probably not, a card. We have Swift Vengeance Strife. And a wound from the wound stack becomes a Master Strike that takes effect immediately. Alright, so even though Strife would normally have a 7, we're going to take a wound from the wound stack. It becomes a Master Strike. So we'll come over here next to Strife. It now has an 8 because for every Master Strike that Strife gets, he adds +1 to his total attack. So the good news is I do have another card I can discard. Right, well, a quick perusal of the rules tells me nothing. So I'm just going to go ahead and wing it. I'm going to say that I am allowed to KO another card. Because that tells me, although I did have 7 initially, the fight card or adding the wound as an extra master tries would give another +1. In fact, I still had cards to exhaust from my hand. I think would play into the rules correctly. If you disagree, let me know. I would appreciate your feedback. But I do think since I still had cards available in my hand to exhaust, that that works that way. If I did not have any more attack beyond the 7, I think then I would have lost that fight and not been able to challenge him any further. That gives me though the 5 plus 1, 2, 3 is 8. That is enough to beat the 7 and the 1 Master Strike, which is an 8. So we do beat Swift Vengeance Strife. We'll take this card into our victory pile off to the side over here, which you can't see. But trust me, there's a victory pile over there. We'll come back and look at it after the game's over. And we get to rescue Class Dismissed Professor X. Now I'll discard Army of 1. He's been used. These cards are KO. They'll no longer go back into my deck. I still have 3 recruitment points, 1 from a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and 1 from a S.H.I.E.L.D. officer. Or 2 from a S.H.I.E.L.D. officer. That gives me 3 total, which is not enough to spend on anything. So those will all be discarded. And that'll end that round. So, not too bad. We got 1 kill in, or 1 defeat of our mastermind. And we will start the next round by drawing another card. That's Rainfire. So that will advance each of these villains closer to the end of the city, or the edge of the city. And we'll draw 6 more cards. We have another S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. Another S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. There's our Against All Odds Domino. So that's good. Another S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. How about somebody with a fight? No Mercy Wolverine. And a S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper. Alright. Well, the first thing we need to do, and the first play I think I would make, is I would play No Mercy Wolverine and draw another card. That gives us Specialized Ammunition Domino. Now the next thing I can do with No Mercy Wolverine is that I can KO a card from my hand or my discard pile. And you know what? I think I'm going to keep what I have here. I do have this extra S.H.I.E.L.D. agent in my discard pile. I think I'm going to go ahead and KO that one. And so now No Mercy Wolverine is done. Then reorganize these just a little bit. We've got 3 S.H.I.E.L.D. agents over here and a S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper. Alright, so Specialized Ammunition does not have the versatile ability, so it's not going to be able to benefit from Domino's effect here. So I will go ahead and have 1, 2, 3. That'll still be a 4th, so I can discard my S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper to get attack of +4 and go after forearms. So I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to discard the S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper. That makes Specialized Ammunition Domino a +4 attack. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So then I'll discard Trooper, and it gives me a +4, which is what forearm has, and so we'll beat forearm. Forearm will go into our victory pile, and all these Professor X's that we've rescued will go into our discard pile for future use. And Specialized Ammunition Domino has been used. And that leaves me with Versatile 5, Against All Odds Domino. And for her special ability, if I've played an X-Force card, which I have, I've played 2 of them, but I can only use this ability once, I don't get it double time, I just get to use it once. Now this card and each other versatile ability that I use for the rest of this turn produce both recruit and attack. So because I played an X-Force card, this card, she's versatile 5, so that gives me 5 recruit and 5 attack. So with a 5 attack, I think we'll go ahead and take out Wildside. He's not in the sewers or in the bank, so I don't have to KO any of my heroes. So he's been beaten. And we've rescued Psionic Astral Form Professor X. And I still have 5 recruit because I played an X-Force card. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8 recruitment
There's a 7 cost Locust Abandoned Wolverine. Count the number of extra cards I draw this turn and draw that many cards. Don't have many draw extra cards. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Rapid Response Force Cable. He has the ability to teleport, and I'll get a bonus attack for every other X-Force card that I played this turn. So that sounds pretty good to me. So we'll take him. We'll replace him. And he was 6, so that would expend my 5 here, plus 1 more agent. That leaves me with 2 left to spend, which is not enough to get ready for anything Domino. She costs 3. And so these last 2 will be discarded as unused this turn, along with 2 cards we played already. Alright, and that brings us to the beginning of another turn. Turns go pretty quick in this game. So we'll set Rainfire off to the side just a bit to see if... Oh! Scheme Twist! Rainfire is not going to move. We have a Scheme Twist. And the scheme Twist says, decay all heroes captured by enemies, then play another card from the villain deck. Well, it's a good thing that we hit both Forearm and Wildside last time, or we would have had 5... wow, yeah, 4 Professor X's in the KO box, and that would have been almost halfway to the evil winning scenario. We will, however, draw another card, and it's a Master Strike. So the Master Strike will come over here with Strife, and Strife is now a 9, at least, to beat. And we'll discard the Scheme Twist off to the side. And Rainfire does not move. Alright. Next we'll draw 6 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we gotta shuffle again. Let me get the discard pile. And place it back. And we've got our Against All Odds Domino again. Wow, that's awesome. This is going to be great because we have Ready for Anything Domino over here, who's a versatile character also. Okay, so let's see, we have Rainfire in the Sewers is a 6, and Strife is a 9. I don't know if we can get 9 out of this, we'll see. So here is Against All Odds Domino. Actually, first we play a Ready for Anything Domino. She's a versatile 2. And I would use that for attack. I would give her a 2 attack. But because she's an X-Force card, I'll then play Against All Odds Domino, which allows me to use her 2 as both attack and recruit. So I now have a 7 recruit and a 7 attack. I have another trooper and another trooper. So trooper gives me 9, so I can go after Strife. So let's take the next card under Strife and see what facet of Strife we've found. It's Furious Wrath Strife. I'm going to reveal the top 6 cards of the villain deck and play all the Master Strikes that we reveal, and then put the rest back in a random order. Oh my goodness. Alright. Now remember, normally in a solo game there's only a single Master Strike in there. We're playing advanced solo rules, so there's 5 Master Strikes total. We've drawn 1. We're going to draw 6 more cards. This is where the board's going to get a little crazy. I apologize. There's a Master Strike. Oh my goodness. Alright, well we're not going to be able to beat Strife this turn. Say Wildside, he'll go back into the deck. 2 is 0. 3 is Sonic Astral Form Professor X. Another Professor X. And 6 is another 0. Alright. So we will shuffle the rest. Put them back on top of the deck. So we have a pretty good idea what's coming up. A couple of Professor X's, 2 zeros, another Wildside. So definitely some villains moving forward. And someone's going to take a Professor X hostage. But this made Furious Wrath Strife becomes a strength 10. I only had a 9 total to work with. So we did not beat Strife, so he'll stay there. He'll go back. Oops. I'm going to take Furious Wrath Strife. And I'm going to shuffle him back into the Mastermind Tactics. And I'll place those back under Strife himself. And the good news is, though, we still have 7, 8, 9 recruitment, and they can't stop us from recruiting. Or can they? No, they can't. I'm thinking there's another specialized ammunition domino. But now that I have this against all odds domino, I really think I want to get ready for anything domino. So she'll be 3, and then the question becomes, do I want Strike at the Heart of Evil, Cable, who gives me a 2, but another 2 becomes a 4 when I fight the Mastermind, who's quickly gaining in power, or Specialized Ammunition Domino, who gives me another 4 attack, or 4 recruitment, depending on if I discard a card or not. That's a tough call. I could take them both and leave Ready for Anything domino behind, because she would only give me a +2 attack, and they would give me up to a +4. So you know what? I think I'm going to take my 9, my 2, 7, 8, 9, and I'm going to take both Strike at the Heart of Evil, Cable, and Specialized Ammunition domino. We'll then discard all of our cards. We'll replace the heroes we just picked up with Lucky Break Domino. She's got to draw a card. That's and another Sudden Ambush Wolverine. Next, we'll start the next turn by drawing a villain card, and it's going to be 0. So to fight 0, we must also discard 3 cards that cost 0. Well, that's interesting. So that means we have to have a hand of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, but 0 has an attack. So basically just discarding the 3 cards defeats 0, okay? So it looks like I may want to stop KOing some of my my agent cards for a bit. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and draw our next hand. We have No Mercy Wolverine, Specialized Ammunition Domino, S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent, another S.H.I.E.L.D. Agent, S.H.I.E.L.D. Trooper, and Psionic Astral Form Professor X. Now he is going to be an attack 1. His power is if I played another X-Men card, I'll get a +2 attack. Now Professor X is an X-Men. X-Men? He's an X-Man. One single X-Man. But I only have 1 of him, so even if I were to play him first, I would not be able to get his bonus. I could discard X, but you know what? Let me just go ahead and draw an extra card for No Mercy Wolverine. Which is a rapid response cable. Lets me get a +1 for each other X-Force hero I play. He's a 3. That would take me up to a 5, 4, and I get a 9, so I'm still short of being the Mastermind again. Rainfire, if he escapes, will become a Master Strike. I think I can hold off on beating him right now. I think what I want to do is I'm going to discard these 3 cards. I have a 0. I'm going to take 0. If I discard Psionic Attack Professor X, he can make Domino a 4 attack. So I'll discard him. So now between Rapid Response Force Cable, who is a 3, and Specialized Ammunition Domino, who's now a 4, that gives me 7. And that'll be enough to take out Rainfire. We don't want Rainfire to escape because then he becomes a Master Strike, which would be very, very bad. So he'll go into our victory pile. And we'll discard the rest of our cards here and start another round. Oh, we didn't actually buy any heroes that turn. Very interesting. Alright. Let's go ahead and do one more turn and then we'll stop for this round and see how things are. We're actually looking in pretty good shape, although Stripe is building up in power over there with those Master Strikes. And he just took Professor X hostage as well. But no more other villains have escaped to the city. So we'll draw 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Very interesting. So class dismissed Professor X. I can put a hero from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck. I'm then allowed to KO a hero from my hand or discard pile if I played another instinct card this turn. Mind control Professor X. Alright, if the villain this turn, I may gain it. Oh wow, it becomes a gray hero with no text that gives attack equal to its attack. That's nice. That's very nice. And right now, Strife is at a 10. I don't think I can get 10 out of here. Oh wait, yes I can. Because Mind Control Professor X is a 6. I can make this cable, I can KO this agent. He'll become a 6. That gives me 12. If I then play Psionic Astroform Professor X, it gives me a 13. And because I played Mind Control Professor X first, I get the +2 bonus, so he's actually a 3. So here, actually, let me do this. Let me show this is one I'm KOing, so we don't lose track. So we have a 6, another 6 is 12, and then we'll get 3 here, and I'll pull this up on the screen so that we don't get confused. 12, 15 total to fight Strife. He's currently at a 10, but you know Strife, it could do all kinds of funny stuff. We get Psychic Torment Strife. And so with Psychic Torment Strife, we're going to look at the top 5 cards of my deck. I get to put one into my hand and discard the rest. Well, that's kind of nice. I'm going to have to shuffle the discards. And this will actually be a good stopping point. I've got the 5 cards from the deck. And so I will let you guys help me decide which of these 5 cards to put into the deck. I think we're going to be able to beat this Psychic Torment Strife pretty handily. We've got 15 currently in play, and he's not going to go above his 10. So we will beat him. We'll go ahead and... The cool part is we actually get to take him into our hand. But in theory, before we actually defeat him, we had to pick the card. We had to complete the fight rule first, and then we'll be able to. So I will show you the 5 cards that I picked. We'll wrap up there. You guys can let me know which one you think I should keep and which ones will go back into my deck. Or if not go, they'd be discarded, so I wouldn't get to use them until the next time through. And then that should do it for us this time. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, you can like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/InnerStormGames. You can check out our website and get yourself your own free copy of a 100 victory point coupon to use in any game that uses victory points. And also, you can follow us on Twitter. Again, I apologize I do tweet at least when new episodes come out. And if you haven't subscribed to us yet, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, InnerStorm Games, and you'll be able to catch the latest installments. I try and do these on a weekly basis. We are having some renovation work done to our house, so I don't know if I'll be able to... the next video after this may be a little delayed, or I may be able to jump onto it fairly quickly. It all depends. Alright, until next time though, thanks for tuning in. My name is Richard Cree. This is InnerStorm Games Presents, and thanks for watching. Bye.